the player coach role was really challenging, but also really cool to kind of go from one role to the other, like kind of right away. I saw things completely differently. And I think the biggest thing that I look for seeing a coach, and I wish I knew this when I was a player, is just how much like your body language and your attitude is shown, and how you don't realize how obvious or how significant it is, or, you know. So as a coach, I notice all of that. Like I notice right away if, you know, a kid is upset or is pouting or, you know, whatever it is. So I think the biggest thing that I've seen as a coach player is just like coaches see everything, and like, not that I penalize the girls for it, but it just, I don't know. I guess you just notice everything more, and you want to, I don't know. It's very weird even for me now to kind of go from that coaching player coaching role. But the positive side to it is just I can relate to them, and I know what they're going through, and I've been in like their exact shoes. You know, I've had a couple kids struggle, you know, just in games mentally, and that's been my strong suit, is like I can fully relate to them. One, because I was a player, but it's just so recent. Like I still have that player mindset. So I've actually been able to help them because I've been exactly in their shoes, and I've been able to connect with them a little bit more and kind of pinpoint what's going on with them. So it's a positive. But yeah, I've seen a lot more as a coach. Yeah. And I'm sure my coaches at Florida saw way more than I thought they did too.
What do you think the negative effect is of having that bad body language?
It's in a game situation, like, and I'm sure teams notice it too. It's just, if you have that body language where like you look defeated and upset and giving up, like teams capitalize on that, and they eat that up. But on the other side of things is like that, that mental side of it, and changing your body language and that mental, thought process it's an opportunity for you to kind of switch your brain of how you're thinking negatively, and an opportunity to catch yourself and make it positive. And that's been the biggest thing with our team, is just switching gears, because, I've been there, you guys have probably been there too, where like you get in this slump, you're playing like shit, and you just feel like nothing's going your way, and you just like shut down. I've done that.
Yeah.
And then after the game, or even after 5 minutes, I'm like, why am I acting like this? This is ridiculous. And our kids, or really any player, has felt that and gone through that, that negative downward spiral, and you just feel like you can't get out. And for our kids, or what I've been preaching to them at least, is affirmations. I learned this in high school, because I was like, I'm my biggest critic, but I also was like mentally just like I would spiral sometimes. And affirmations, just like talking in your head, and I would always hype myself up, even if I was literally playing like shit. I'd be like, I'm the best midfielder. I'm the best player on this field. Like, I'm faster than everybody. I'm going to get every ground ball. I'm going to play great defense. Anything like that, just like strict affirmations, is what I did, and what I kind of relate to our kids now is, and I told them, I'm like, write down your 5 or 6 affirmations before the game, read them, visualize it, believe in it. And then when you're on the field, if you feel like you're gunning down into a slump, say one of those affirmations. So that's kind of what I've been teaching my kids, and that's what's been the saving grace for me throughout the years.
In terms of like your athletic career from beginning to now, are there any regrets you have in your career, whether it was like a bad investment of time, some energy, or just like your attention elsewhere?
As a player?
As a player, yeah, just athlete growing up.
Like I said 1,000 times, like I never regretted not putting in enough work. Like as a college player, my last game, we lost to UNC. It was probably my best game of my career, honestly. and we were losing by like 5 or 6. And even in that moment, like, you kind of know you're not going to win when there's 3 minutes left on the clock and you're down by 6. But like, even in that moment, I'm like, you know what, like, I'm going to play till the final whistle. Like, I'm going to give it my all. Like, that's what, like, I deserve and what my team deserves. And that's the same kind of thing I did off the field. Was like, after practice, I'm like, I should just get a couple more reps in. Like, maybe these couple of reps is going to what make me play better in the game, tomorrow. So in that sense, I never had regret that I didn't do enough or didn't, try and be the best. I think, personally and personal issues, just sometimes like not putting my full focus, if I'm at practice and I'm thinking about other things that were distracting me. I definitely regret that, like personal things kind of affecting me in the moment and kind of, steering away from what the actual focus was, whether it was in practice or lift or like team bonding. Like there was a lot of times where I wasn't fully there due to other things. And that I completely regret, because I never like was fully like in the moment, or in practice, maybe I didn't give it my all or didn't fully focus for those, 2 hours, or I wasn't being a good teammate that day because of, side distractions that don't mean anything now. So I think that just getting caught up in things that didn't matter when, you're supposed to kind of be living in the moment and focusing on what's in front of you. So I think that would probably be my only regret.